how are you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It is so wonderful to literally be back. Destination 831, Kevin Armstead is behind the camera. I'm Coach Casey. So happy to be behind this microphone. We are at Cali Roots in the media room for the 2022 festival. And we are just delighted. We want to thank everybody for inviting us out here. And to see so many beautiful, smiley faces has been such a blessing. And I wanted to kick off our celebration here. We're going to be talking with a lot of people who are pretty well known around the area. And I said, well, let's start with a guy that we all know in our area who has been bringing smiles to our faces for a long time, ever since he was a youngster. Many people might not recognize Lil Jordan Eugenio, who's almost all grown up. And I asked his father, Johnny, to join us as well, because I'm fascinated by the story, starting with the father-son dynamic. This guy does a lot of talking. We'll get to you. When did you first know something special was going on with Lil Jordan?
Musically, I discovered it at 8 years old.
What was it?
It was because I was doing a song for charity for the Special Olympics. And so I had paid for this songwriter and an artist to sing the song. And I said, oh, something's missing, because I'm doing it for my son has Down syndrome, and his younger brother should say something on that song.
Wow.
And so there was an 8-part verse that could use a little bit of rap in it, right? Because it was an R&B song. So I said, I asked the producer, can my son do the rap on it? And next thing you know, he did it, and bam, the discovery happened.
What was that like for you?
Honestly, I still remember that moment, because really I just pulled up to a studio in Richmond. Shout out to Genesee Lewis, and they wrote me an 8-bar verse, and I went in there, knocked it out, and I guess I did it so natural they kind of just invited me back to do more songs as an actual artist rather than just doing a charity song.
What led to that naturalness, though? How did you develop that confidence, that ability to stand up and knock those 8 out?
I would say just being a big music fan in general. I would say I listened to a lot of R&B, hip-hop when I was younger, so I already had that, that hip-hop type of swag to me, if that makes sense. I just really had it, the foundation be laid out by the producer.
Explain hip-hop swag. Who were some of the guys that were getting you swagging?
Obviously, I could say Eminem. I could say 50 Cent for sure. Just like I said, I grew up listening to hip-hop pretty much. When you see things when you're younger, you kind of like somehow picture yourself doing that type of stuff. But a lot of people can't really actually do it the right way. They just think they can do it. But once I got the right people around me. To start off with a producer who did stuff for the Bay Area, like Mr. Fab, Too Short, and Mac Dre, local legends, you know what I mean? So just to start off as a beginner with that type of producer is already kind
Don't F it up. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a...
Does that put extra pressure on you?
It probably did, but I was 8, so I was kind of like...
It's like you could
walking into a studio. Yeah.
And was it at that time... Whereabouts did you say, yeah, this is something I think I could get into?
Honestly, when MySpace was a big thing, MySpace was literally the Facebook, the everything back then. And when we posted, it was my first album, our first couple of singles. The local radio station started calling me in, and then they had charts where it was like top 10 independent artists all over MySpace. I was the top 10, and then, like I said, then seeing millions of plays on a couple of songs definitely boosted my confidence, and was able to go out to shows where people were actually recognizing me. So that always helps when you get the fans back.
Your age during this time is what?
Like 8 to 10. I performed probably those couple songs probably for a good 5 years, like 8 to 13 at least. So like I said, and then once I started making more music and getting to bigger crowds, and then headlining with other big headliners, you know what I mean, including like Jabberwocky, Sean Kingston, Baby Bash, like you name it, like just to be on the same slate as those big artists, it made me feel like I was meant to be there.
Back to Dad here, because during this time between 8 and 10, you had a strategy in place as this was starting to bloom in front of you, this dream.
Yeah, I seen a lot of young artists that just come up really fast. And to me, Jordan's more talented than just music because he was a really great athlete. So I wanted him to live like a normal life, you know, go to high school, play some high school sports, and you know, you can't ever relive that past. You know, once you don't graduate, I mean, if you don't play basketball in high school and you always wanted to, you can't go back.
You miss out, man.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I said, if you're destined to do music, then you can always do it when you graduate.
Right.
And I'm proud of him because, you know, he graduated at Full Sail University with a music production degree.
Yeah.
Shows me that he's interested in the
Pretty
music
cool,
business.
man.
Not too many people can be an artist like say, oh, I'm going to be a rapper.
Yeah.
But you got to go to school and be a student of the game too.
Right.
Well, I think going back to that confidence factor in terms of first starting music, like sports gave me that kind of confidence in anything. Because there was times where I'd be golfing in front of random people or playing basketball in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of took that to music.
Let's jump in on the golf, man. You made a name for yourself fairly young and early.
Yeah.
Let's tee it up. Tell me about that.
Yeah, man.
See that way.
I started golfing at technically 1.5 or 2. My dad sawed off shotgun. Sawed off a sandwich.
And he aimed us. No, we're gonna.
Sawed off a sandwich, and basically I just started swinging pretty naturally. Even the U.S. Open, they covered me just swinging away. CNN.
Natural swing.
Yeah.
Were you a big golfer, Johnny? Is that something?
No, actually, Tiger Woods got me excited about golf.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even play golf in high school. So
Wow. So a
played
late
baseball.
comer, you were in. Tiger got in there, and you said, "Yeah, it's something." He gets the club, and what were you thinking?
Everybody's, I mean, he was just hitting every single ball, and I'm like,
Yeah.
does he have a real swing? You know, and then people start watching, goes, oh my God, he's a natural. Like, and I didn't know.
Crazy. How did you know, or how did you get that way, man?
I don't know. I was like only 2. I mean, it's just crazy to look back at it.
Yeah.
All the experiences I've had.
Just an innate talent came to you.
Yeah.
And then what did you do over the years to develop that?
I mean, obviously, just keep practicing and stuff, you know, and then just to be featured on some of the shows, it really like highlighted my
tell
talent.
us the shows. Give your
Oh no,
props.
I was going to say
receipt.
Best Damn Sports Show. Period.
Yeah.
Is that what's called? Good Morning America. Like just for them. I mean, I think Best Damn Sports Show is probably the highlight.
I remember that
It
show.
was great, but you were also on the Golf Channel on the big.
Yeah, I was on the golf channel. I would just say.
That guy,
I would
you got
just,
your, you know, you got
he
Goose
knows,
here.
well, I was young,
man.
so I would say Best Damn Sports Show specifically, just because we had it was when John, Sally, Chris Rose,
Oh, yeah.
and then Tom Arnold stand up there with a bullseye, and Natalie Golbus and David Duvall tried to hit in the middle of the bullseye, and then there was me at 4 years old, first try, I hit it right in the dead center of the bullseye.
Hoping you would have hit him in the net.
Yeah.
Like Tom Arnold.
And then that became top 100 moments of that show.
Actually,
That's
top
amazing.
9, it was top 20.
Top 20
all time.
So I thought that was
Great,
cool.
man.
but
That is really cool. What
all
a
those
great memory. That's
experiences
a
awesome.
Yeah, that's a good receipt to cash in there. Let's get forward here as we know that things have just kind of literally started to, well, I wouldn't say explode, but you're definitely on the upward trajectory.
Yeah.
And there's been some changes to your game.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, I grew up pretty much rap, R&B, and you know, I figured like being here is my first time at Kelly Roots, and it's always been in my backyard in Monterey.
Yeah.
So getting more into like the island reggae or just the reggae type of vibe, we made a song and pretty much shout out One Drop Scott, who did a lot of stuff with the Bay Area producers. But yeah, you know, I made the song, and basically it's just stepping out my comfort zone a little bit. Kind of going back to my roots a little bit. I'm a Filipino, Korean, and Chinese American at the end of the day, so you know I might as well switch it up a little bit. And I took a little break from music for quite a bit of time. You know what I mean? So now I'm here at 24, and I'm still young. So I'm glad to be opening up for Jordan T from Maui. On June 15th, we're doing a show at the Filipino Club in Salinas, raising money for the Filipino Foundation over there. So. You know, it's starting to, kick off. It's just the beginning again. It's a restart, but yeah, I'm getting into my lane now.
As you restart, are you still writing?
Yeah.
Is there a difference in terms of the lyrics or how you approach hip hop versus reggae?
I mean, I think hip hop, we all know it's always upbeat, and I do like the reggae beats that are upbeat too. I think the message has always been pretty clear from when I was younger, like the positive vibes, and shout out to trying to get out the girls and stuff like that. But I think now that I'm grown and able to go to step in these clubs legally and stuff like that, I'm able to really branch off into a whole nother market that I've been missing. So I think seeing what these guys are performing live right now,
Yeah.
I think it kind of gives me a better outlook of the crowd that I'm looking at. And it's a big crowd, so.
As part of your creative process, visualization, seeing yourself up there on that crowd.
Yeah, I think
Tell me
so.
about it. Take us there.
I think so. I mean, I look at the main guys that got me really into reggae was Common Kings and J Boog. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. I came here today, I seen J Boog, and you know, it just to see like the Islander person up there on stage rocking it. You know, I was like, I can do that too. You know, I think I have the flexibility and I'm universal enough to switch genres in different ways. Like
Sure.
I could always mesh up my own.
5-tool player, man. Keep it going.
Yeah, man.
No limit to your creativity. Why should there be?
Yeah, exactly. And this
Right?
newest single that coming out, like you'll hear me sing on the chorus, and then I'm doing a little bit of rapping, and then especially a bridge part. So it's a little mixture of everything.
Right.
So you can call it reggae, you can call it pop, you can call it rap, you can call it R&B. So that's what I like about it.
How do they get a chance to hear it?
Well, it's coming out soon on all platforms. Basically Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you call it, but liljordan.com, liljordan.com. You'll be able to catch me on tour or whatever days I'm performing and all my music stuff and my links. And then my personal Instagram, liljordan 831. So shout out 831.
Shout out. Let's talk about, we left something off of the resume. It's a lengthy one. Author, tell me about the book.
Oh yeah, no, my dad authored a book, children's golf book, man. Go get it. Shout out Ryan Benjamin, illustrator for DC Comics.
I shouldn't say he wrote it.
Yeah, I didn't write it.
I was going to bounce it back over here.
Bounce it back.
Let's talk about, first of all, you're the hype man. Everything he said or everything, where do you project a career in terms of what he's doing?
Oh, well, I think with this first single, people are going to be very surprised that I kind of test marketed it with different people to listen to it. And from people from Nebraska to Hawaii. And they're like, loving it. I'm like, when I first heard him write the song, though, I was already loving it. I'm like, oh my God, we got to get in the studio. And I was very excited because, you know, that's the kind of music it's uplifting, it's fresh, and it's catchy, and it's to the girls, and it's a summer song.
Oh,
It's a
perfect
summer
timing,
hit.
man.
It's a summer hit.
I wish you were on the radio right now. We'd
Oh
be
my
cranking it. You'd be enjoying
Might be in
it.
the background of this video a little bit.
No, you haven't. What's the video? We got something planned for that? Or?
Oh no, well, video will come out eventually. Yeah,
okay.
We'll be able to shoot that maybe a couple months down
Okay,
the line.
nice.
When it drops
The nice
on
thing
Do you have that in your mind already? What you're seeing?
I'm pretty
or?
sure. I just
And how will
kinda-
you do that? Will you work with a collaborative thing, or you say, no, this is what I want?
Obviously, I think the guys that do the videos will always have a great little, you know.
Yeah, you're
idea
open to
too.
that, and you're willing to. You don't strike me as a got to be my way,
Right.
or the highway kind of guy. Talk about the book.
Again, George inspired me to write the book because the thing is, he was so talented in golf. Right? I'm like, well, where's his friends that are playing golf? Everybody's playing basketball, football, baseball, right? How am I going to get more kids into golf?
Right.
I can't just write a golf book. They're not going to like that. So I wrote a story where kids can read a children's story. In children's stories, they always love animation, they love monsters, they love battles, and good guy, bad guy. So, beginning, middle, and end of a story.
You got
A
it.
story about a kid has to defeat the monsters on the golf course. And I was surprised because, you know, Jordan character got a great artist for Batman Comics, DC, to do the illustrations. But the crazy thing is, when I let this, again, I tested.
Right.
I let the CEO of Ping, John Solheim.
Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. Big name, big company.
Yeah, one of the top companies in the world. I said, hey, I wrote this book. Can you take a look at it and read it? Tell me what you think. They loved it. They're like,
Oh,
what do you
how
want me to-"
encouraging.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I got something hot here because I want to get work. The main thing is, I always tell people, if you work hard at something you love and you do it because you love to do it, then if it's great, it'll happen, right? But if you're just thinking about just trying to make money, no, it's not going to work. You got to do something you're passionate about, and then things fall into place. So I'm passionate about golf because I want to see more kids into it. So boom, it happened.
Terrific.
And I mean, me and Jordan doing signings at Costco's and Barnes and Nobles. We did it at AT&T Pro-Am. I got pros' wives coming to get books for their kids.
How exciting.
I mean, Ping even did a press release on the golf wire to talked about the book. I still got the press release right on my website. So
Hey man, that's some heady
it's
stuff.
pretty awesome.
You still playing golf?
Yeah, I still play a couple times.
How's the game?
It's still looking like near scratch.
Oh, near Oh,
yeah,
you guys are
yeah.
there. How about you?
About an 8.
Oh, really? Now,
Yeah.
What's it like when you two are we playing together or what are we doing?
Oh, we play together.
All the
Yeah.
time.
Not really
Nice.
bet anything going on, but we'll
That's
have
pretty
fun.
cool, man.
I like to see, just like to have fun.
Travel the world.
Fathers and sons on the golf course. We're back here at Cali Roots, of course. Anybody else that you're really looking forward to seeing?
Like I said, Comic Kings for sure.
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, yes. Ice Cube, Sean Paul.
Yeah.
Shout out Kali. I seen him a little bit today, and he's probably performing tomorrow. So, yeah, I mean, a little bit of everybody. I'm finally getting to meet, some of these guys too, and they're all down to earth and pretty cool. And they're just doing their thing, loving to do music. So,
One thing we chatted earlier about no competition. Everybody's cooperating.
Yeah.
I love it. They're all supporting each other. That's what I love about this genre.
Talk about the influences that perhaps you were able to have with Jordan making this switch over.
Well, I said, Jordan, let's go to this concert. They're gonna go see J Boog. So I kind of like wanted him to go see what I enjoy now.
Right.
Because I always grew up with rap. I grew up with the Sugar Hill Gang back in the day.
The original. That's some OG.
I still got the vinyl. I got the vinyl hanging on my wall. So I'm original. Know all about the rap gang. But the island music, the reggae was just very inspiring because I go to Hawaii all the time. That's all I hear, and it's just fun. And it's uplifting. And that's
Right.
why I was trying to get him in it. So I showed him a couple groups, and I said, hey, you got to be a student of the game now. Come check out the Reggae
Sure.
Fest here.
Right.
Come
Scout it out,
check
right.
it out, and see what kind of crowd, see how everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. And
This
how
is
did
it.
you take to that? I mean, were you obviously,
yeah. Yeah,
This
I mean-
guy's pretty wise. When did you realize that you got a pretty sharp old man? And unlike most guys, you listen to your old man. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, he's my father, so.
Well, that doesn't. Yes, but
always gonna
no,
look
you
out
don't
for me.
understand, right?
You know what I mean?
But
So-
you listen to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, when he took me to go to like the Green, J Boog, Common Kings, I really seen the crowd and seen how they. Not only
Yeah.
that their music's uplifting, but they're upbeat too. Like they get the
Sure.
crowd.
Yeah, they're cool
bumping
people, man.
And like I said, Islander guys, and I see myself doing that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I can do that.
What's your take on the fans? Of course, just interactions. How do you, at a festival like this, one of the things I'm impressed with is how some of the bands are out there greeting. I mean, that to me would be the fun stuff, right? Meeting your fans. I mean,
Yeah.
well, that's why you're doing all this shit for, right?
Yeah, they're not. It seems like they're not very big egos at all. Like I was just telling my dad, like J Boog's just walking along the
Yeah.
street, or what do you call it? This guy is just walking down and shaking people's hands. Like
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. You know what I mean? It seems like an all collective group. They're just here to vibe, smoke weed, and do whatever they got to do. So
Well, I put smoke weed first and the vibe.
Yeah,
anyway,
probably
it's
that,
just
probably
observation
a lot
from,
of joints
from
going
back
on.
here. It's incredible.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a great time, man. I
Thank
really
you so
appreciate it.
much.
What a fun time for me to get back in the saddle, knock some rust off, chatting with these dudes
Yeah.
who I've known for a long time. Great respect, much love. Kevin, thanks for putting it together. Johnny, once again, the best. Oh, and tell us about the upcoming gig again. That's going to be at the Filipino Center.
Yeah, it's the Filipino Club in Salinas on June 15th. Starting at, I think the doors open at 7. Yeah, I'll be performing, opening up for Jordan T out of Hawaii. Got a couple friends with me too to perform, so make sure to come out, buy your tickets on Eventbrite. If you guys need help, go to liljordan.com, liljord.com. Thank you, Destination 831, so much. Local love is always means a lot to me. So, yes,
Said
sir.
it all.